Hello, you're welcome to the maiden edition of the program. Who's talking with Adesuwa Lato. Today, we begin the maiden edition with a guest on the program, Bishop Osadolo Eche. Bishop Osadolo Eche is the state executive chairman of Civil Society Organization of Nigeria. Bishop, you're welcome on the program.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right, today we're looking at a couple of issues, and one of which is very germane to Edo State, citizens of Edo State. And it's been actually making waves around the city, around the state. And it's as a way of protecting the citizens of the state against the third wave of COVID-19. Edo State government recently carried out regulations that beginning from second week of September 2021, large gatherings as well as high traffic places can only be accessed by persons who have taken vaccinations, of the COVID-19. And recently, as soon as that pronouncement was made, the civil society, coalition of civil society organizations actually came out in a protest around the city center, including the government house and other places, to protest the statement of the governor. And right here, Bishop Osadoloche was one of those, who spearheaded that protest, and is here to tell us why they went ahead with such protests. Bishop, over to you. Can you tell us why you carried out such protests in the state?
Thank you. Well, we heard of the announcement of the governor, and we look at the language that it is not refined at all. One, we have a law and we have a constitution.
All right.
And under this law, we are protected by having our own human right of choice of what to do and what not to do, as long as our right did not infringe on other people's right. Now, they are talking of the third wave of COVID-19. In that analysis, if you are now saying you are going to vaccinate all Edo people, have the governor taken time to ascertain what is the population figure of Edo State? If he has done that, has he taken time to look at the number of doses of vaccine allocated to him for Edo State? Whether this number he has will go round everybody before he can make such a statement. Because statistics available to us as civil society practitioners is that this last one has 67,000 doses.
Okay.
If that is correct, how do you expect that 67,000 doses will go around about 3.8 million people
in the state.
resident in the state? How will it go round? And if that cannot go round, what is the magic? What plan does he have to use 67,000 to inoculate 3.8 million? So the statement to us is very bogus. And if he must follow it, he ought to follow it according to what is available to him. We are not against vaccination. We are only saying that it should be left to choice. Those who want to vaccinate should go ahead and take their vaccination.
Okay.
Those who don't want to vaccinate should be allowed to remain with their faith.
Okay, Bishop, you're saying that people should be allowed to
yes,
get vaccinated by
their
will,
own, yes,
and not being pushed.
but not being
vaccinate or
pushed.
being forced
This
to be
is the
vaccinated.
danger ahead of it.
Okay.
Number one, the Minister of Health is an expert in medical
Yes,
field.
it is.
The governor is not a doctor. The governor is not a pharmacist. The governor is not a medical lab scientist. It's not even a scientist. So he knows nothing about medicine and its administration. Right. And if he knows nothing about medicine and administration, he should listen to professionals. If the Minister of Health have come on air to address the press that this thing, we are not too sure of it. It's still going through experimental process.
All right.
And the manufacturer have said before they can give us our own, like any other country, we must sign an indemnification certificate. And he went further to explain what is an indemnification certificate. That is a certificate that you sign to exempt the manufacturer from all culpability, all liability. That whatever happened to the user, the company will not be held liable. And if that is the word of the Minister for Health, who is an expert, and the governor is saying, no, the expert does not know what he's saying, the people must be vaccinated. We are saying the people must not be vaccinated. And two, Pfizer himself, go to their website, is there, has said they are only producing it for an experiment. Did you have to bring all your children to be used for an experiment?
Right,
the answer is capital no.
Okay, Bishop Osaduloiche. We also understand that there was a court order granted to the state governor restricting him from going ahead with the pronouncement of the regulations on COVID-19 vaccination in Edo State.
Yes.
That court order, did it come from your organization?
Yes, it came from coalition of civil society.
All right.
But one person was the arrowhead as the petitioner.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
We all cannot go to court and
all right. So
be petitioner.
we also understand that the governor said he was going ahead with his regulations despite the court's order that was given to him. So how is the organization reacting to this already?
First, we do respect to the governor. He's our governor, Godwin Obaseki, with very high respect to him, particularly his office. I want to tell him that words are cheap. Words are very cheap.
But I don't think that he's the governor of the state.
I'm coming. The word of a governor is not a law.
Okay.
We have a law. Anytime governors speak, or any other person, whether president or highly placed the person is, speaks outside the Nigerian constitution and extant laws, that word becomes null and void. So at it is now, he was just making a statement that they cannot implement.
Sure, it in the sense,
I am telling you, yes, because the statement of the governor is not a law. That's what I'm telling you at this one.
All right.
If it's a law, we will all obey. Look, in medical history, I can be allergic to tablet for the same ailment. And somebody else will take an injection, it will cure him.
Okay.
I can be allergic to syrup of the same ailment. And somebody will take that syrup, it will be okay. So that is why you do medical lab science test to analyze your system, your blood system, before the pharmacy will write for your medicine or recommend your medicine.
Recommend the medicine.
So what analysis has he done as a governor to know which chemistry, which medicine will be good for us as a people of Edo State? If he has not done that, there is something that he knows that we don't know.
All right, Bishop,
there is
are
something
you saying that your
is not telling the public. So we are like the court issue. The court issue is that we are all subject to law and subject to the court.
But as a governor,
I'm telling you that he has no right to disable court order. It's a simple matter.
All right.
So if he disobey court order, he disobey court order, which means he's asking for anarchy, that is the position.
Are you saying that the governor is asking for anarchy?
I am not telling you his position as it is now. Is he holding anybody on the road?
Okay.
He made a statement. He entered his office. Okay. It's not stopping anybody from bank or church or anywhere. Yes. By the time he goes to market and stop a market woman, by the time somebody is in the hospital, he want to get money from the bank to buy medicine or pay for medical services. He cannot get it because he has no COVID-19. Then it becomes an anarchy. That time, there will be reaction. If reaction starts, he can stand it.
If the governor of the state, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, decides to push through with the plan of getting everybody vaccinated in the states, or trying to, let's say, force everybody to be vaccinated in the state by second week of September, which are already approaching, what would the civil society organization do?
First, take my word, capital letter. the governor of Edo State cannot implement it.
All right.
Number one.
Yes.
Number two, if he decide to implement it, he should remember that he didn't vote for himself to be there.
Okay.
That it was not only his vote that took him to Osadebe Avenue.
Right.
That it is the vote of the people that took him to Osadebe Avenue. He should also remember that there is a constitutional provision and the Electoral Act for recall.
Okay.
He should also know that there is a room for protest and riot. So he cannot afford to fall into such position. You know, in the course of talking, at times they say it's slip of tongue. Me, I don't believe that there is tongue that slips. It's in the heart. But if they correct you, take correction, you just say, okay, I'm sorry. I know that they will have a rethink over this matter.
All right.
Because of the consequences. Because, one, so many persons will die. You know why? The man that is allergic to tablet,
Yes.
he go and take tablet,
Yes.
he will die.
Yes.
The man that is allergic to injection, he go and take injection,
be affected,
he will
right?
be affected.
Yeah.
The man that is allergic to syrup,
Yes.
you go and force him to take syrup, will die. He will not tread on that part of
But at the same
situation.
time, they're making us understand that the vaccine is meant to protect the lives.
There is no. I said, are we the manufacturer? If the manufacturer have said that it's for test running,
Yeah.
that they don't trust it, and the minister have said also that, and entered into agreement on behalf of us that whoever die, the company will not be held responsible. So what are we now in a hurry for?
All right, Bishop. The DSS, we understand that the Department of State Services invited your organization after the protest.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about this?
First, they are doing their job. We don't have problem with that. Somebody can give them wrong information about what happened. And they need to find out whether what they had is true or not. In fairness, we have police order, even though it's not necessary.
Okay.
We went to them to tell them we are going to do a peaceful protest.
All right. Which is normal.
Normal.
For citizen, yes.
No, there is no law for us to ask for permission from any security agent. No law.
Yes.
So far, the way it become violent, they come in.
So long as the
As long as it's peaceful,
protest, yes.
we don't have problem with anybody.
Exactly.
And in it, we have our own marshal to help us control traffic. If you were there that day, see, there was no abuse.
Yes. We saw
And nobody was stopped from moving. The traffic flew very, very well. And if that is the thing, we went to government house. Inside the rain, we waited patiently, and we delivered our position paper. And the position paper was received by the Chief of Staff, Honorable Iyoha,
All right.
and gave us his word that he will transmit to the governor.
Okay.
And in that paper, we said we gave the governor 7 days ultimatum.
Ultimatum, yes.
To-
We're coming to that.
Yes, to respond to our
Yes.
demand. So this ultimatum ended on Sunday,
Okay.
right?
This past Sunday.
This Sunday of
all
yesterday.
right.
So we are waiting for the response.
Okay.
And before then, we decided that we cannot just stay aloof.
Okay.
Let us approach the court to tell the court this is what we are facing in Edo State.
All right.
Please help us put an injunction on this matter pending the hearing of the substantive case, which is coming up on the 10th of this month.
All right. So
So-
prior to this, have you heard anything from the governor yet?
The only thing we saw was on air,
Okay.
and we don't
There was
believe
no
on that one.
face-to-face
No
meeting
face-to-face
with you
communication.
from the governor?
No.
All right.
So if that is the position, we are still waiting. It's our son,
yes.
it's our governor,
Yes.
it's our brother, it's our in-law,
Yes.
it's our friend, it's everything to us.
Yes. Yes.
So we are not enemies.
Okay.
So at the appropriate time, he will come up.
All right.
As he's a son to us, also is a father to us.
All right, sir. So lastly, what's your position finally on this matter?
The position is that we are praying that he should have a rethink.
All right, so thank you very much, Bishop. It was so nice having you on the program.
God bless
and the
you.
maiden edition of the program.
Thank you. I
We're glad to
appreciate
have you
it.
here.
God
Thank
bless
you so much.
Thank you.
All right, the program Who's Talking with Adesuwa Lato continues. Please endeavor to watch us always. Thank you.